All right, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Wavelengths podcast. We are no longer absent. The boys have returned.
Present.
We're back. My name's...
Hey, Mom, look, the boys are back in town.
My name's Clay.
Copyright.
And as usual, I'm flanked by your favorite Halo YouTubers with fantastic hair and the worst team chemistry of all time.
Proximitty.
Samaritxn.
The worst team chemistry. Look at that. Look how poor that team chemistry was right there,
what
bro.
I just say?
No flow.
I set them up for it, and then there was no finish. But yeah, we back. It's been, I guess 2 weeks since the last episode went up. So that's our apologies for being a little bit inconsistent. But life is a little bit hectic for everybody right now. So our schedules got thrown a little bit out of whack. You know, some of us have been busy and had to take care of stuff. But we're back this week.
It seems like the world's schedule has been thrown out of whack, actually.
Yeah, that's
the entire planet.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was getting bitched at in the YouTube comments, and so I put up a video today, and I was like, everybody shut up, all right? I'm not the only one having problems here.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
That's what I did. I put a bunch of pictures of the comments up on the screen of people bitching at me, and I was like, I'm tired of this shit. Stop.
It's certainly a crazy time right now. You know, we can only stay in our own lane with everything that's happening. You know, obviously, there's things you can do to try to help as much as possible. I mean, what can we say about it? You guys didn't come here to the Wavelengths podcast to get your COVID-19 updates, okay? This isn't the place for it. But I will say, just as like you can reason to think like I wouldn't come to the Wavelengths podcast to get COVID advice. It's like, yeah, well, nobody would. So you know, there's no point to talk about it.
Hey, here's what I am gonna say. I'm gonna do my public service and say, keep your fucking distance from people. Wash your fucking hands. Be hygienic. You know, just do all the things that they're telling you to do. And
I would say take it seriously. Don't be fucking stupid.
Yeah. Don't be a fucking... If you're one of those assholes who are going out to the beach right now, you're an asshole.
That's how I feel. I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, you should just be taking everybody's best interest in mind and just trying to be responsible. I think that's the thing that we can all do.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If we go too far into the whole COVID-19 thing, Cole and I are going to get real political, and it's going to get crazy up in here.
We need to do all that.
We hear from the vibes.
So just keep your distance. Fucking everyone who listens to this is playing video games. Just play your video games, man. Just chill.
Play your video games.
Yeah.
You know,
we're all going to get through this together, and yeah, let's just vibe.
Hell yeah, right, bro.
So with that being said, one of the upsides to everything going on, because you know we got to find light in the tunnel. There's been kind of a resurgence in Halo 5, which is kind of funny because if you've been playing it this entire time, you're probably a little bit burnt, as Cole and Clay are. I've actually, surprisingly, I've been having a grand old time.
Just because people.
Yeah, right. I'm the one who I was over this game for so long,
like 2 years.
But yeah, it really was. I was like, I got baited into COD, just go thrown back into H5. It was awful. I hated that shit. But yeah, so you're seeing pros get on more and streaming. So PJ's an obvious one, Snakebite.
Mm-hmm.
Penguin was on the other day. Trippy started getting on. Yeah. Saiyan is like, yo, school's over, so I'm going to get back onto the content, which is great. I know that he likes playing the game. He got Champ 1 yesterday, which is... Damn. You know, the guy's a fucking nasty animal.
He really is.
And a lot of like Renegade and Alex Paretic and Bound are starting to string their twos. So there's a lot of a resurgence, which is really cool to see because I think everyone's been kind of missing H5. I think now that there's no tournaments to play, people are going to be playing the newer games. Just because it's the youngest meta and it's the freshest game to look at. Out of Halo, so
freshest game to play too. I mean,
yeah, the movement and everything. I think, anytime you talk to a pro, it's always that if things happened earlier, then X and Y would happen.
Right. We'd had good settings the whole time.
Most pros, I feel like, don't dislike the late Halo 5 settings that were used in the last season. I think most people agree like those are pretty good. Yeah. And that's in fact, you see a lot of people tweet that quite regularly. They'll say like the last settings we had are the best settings we have currently. It just so happens like we had one little season of that, and then they went back to MCC. and we haven't seen major 4v4 stuff for Halo 5 since. So kind of unfortunately, didn't really get to see how all that could have played out. But it seems like in terms of now they're not forced to be preparing for these tournaments, like you mentioned. There's no tournaments going on for past Halos. Reach doesn't have anything announced, and probably won't. We can assume
everything going on. There ain't no unless it's an online tournament.
Right.
I mean, I think
nothing to really prepare for it and land for it.
Anaheim, in terms of viewership, I think we consider a failure, and that's not to sound pessimistic. I think objectively speaking, like probably the Anaheim Reach event wasn't as popular as they might have been hoping, especially with the initial interest of the PC launch of Reach. But I think I don't know. Yes, I think you see Halo 5. There is a resurgence. People are coming back and playing it, and like Justin's saying, for people like myself or Clay, and even Justin himself, even though he's been enjoying it. Like we've kind of been on the game.
I was burnt 2 years. I was burnt 3 years ago. I was over this shit, and now I'm weirdly enough getting dragged back in. I think it's because a lot of the time that I'm spending on there, I'm just trying to change my mindset, and I'm just trying to have as much of a positive outlook as possible. But then again, like I think I'm confident saying that I probably don't have as many hours as like you or Clay, because I would take like such big breaks.
Right.
And if I was only playing for a couple hours, where you guys are obviously streaming it for multiple hours on end.
I think that's kind of key, though. It's funny, like the pattern of kind of going through this, like, I'm really burnt on this game, I'm not feeling it. And then all of a sudden you have these sprees where you're just really enjoying it. And even if it's 2020, I mean, I was just on one of those kicks a few weeks ago. Where I was just like literally excited to wake up and play Halo 5. Like, I was going to bed thinking about it, like watching back some of the clips I got on the stream, like watching back some of the matches I played, like just really enjoying it, feeling like I was learning, getting better. But then it's like, for me, I feel like there's like, I felt like this has been going on for a while now while we're waiting for Infinite, but it's like I have these sprees where I'm in love with the game. I'm in love with the process of getting better. And like, I'm just taking it with all the best mentality, all the best mindset, all the, like, just learning. And then there's other times where it's like, I can't force myself to get through an hour of this shit because, like, on one end, like you're saying, Justin, like you can have the right mentality, which is what you need, right? You need to have a good mentality if you want to like be improving. And it doesn't matter what game you're playing. You can be playing CE. Doesn't matter. If you're being objective and you have the right mindset, you'll be critical and you'll learn, which is like what you want. If you're like myself or like Justin or like Clay, who often like we don't just play to play. We want to do well. We want to be good. So you need that. But I think, I think after playing the same game for 5 years straight, like when Reach first came out, when I was first grinding that, I was learning really quickly and really fast. And I think it was because I had a lot of patience for the game, knowing that it was new and that I wanted to be good. And so I'm making mistakes and that's okay. Time to learn. And I was learning. But then going back to Halo 5, it's like I have a lot of really bad habits because I've been playing the game like a dipshit for so long. And two, I've just been playing the same. It's like, you can only get AR'd and melee'd. You can only get blank shots so many times. You can only get ninja'd. You can only get a blank melee. It's like these things just like my patience is so thin for Halo 5. The chat is very commonly, people in chat are just like, yo, just shake it off, man. Have a good time. It's like, I read you. I hear you. I want to feel that way, man. But I just don't have that. I don't have it anymore, man. My patience is gone with that game.
It's weirdly harder whenever they aren't seeing your POV and they're saying it in a chat that you don't control. And dude, this Samaritxn guy is just fucking toxic. It's like this game sucks, bro. What do you want?
He just needs to relax and make good plays.
It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Lick my balls.
It's just like after 5 years. And it's like, there's certain things we don't like in Halo 5. There's ground pound, there's Spartan charge. There's bad maps, there's radar still, there's AR starts, it's like, okay, I'm playing Molten and I'm getting ground pounded. It's like, we're 5 years in. Yes, I know Molten's there to stay, and I know ground pound is a thing. I'm still pissed I'm getting killed by a ground pound on Molten.
It's hard to get killed by that and just be like,
you're right.
Nice kill, bro.
I got Spartan charged. All right.
Especially when you're trying to play the game right. It's not like we're
right. It's not like
whatever
we're taking
moral high grounds or whatever. But we're trying to get the snipers and do the setups and use our magnums and all this shit, and then we're just getting cross map bolt shotted by some fool on Molten, and we're just
dude,
getting ground pounded when the moment you get beneath somebody, you're getting ground pounded. Like it's
and you ain't got no thrust to get out of the way.
And for me and Cole, we play Team Arena, basically exclusively other than doubles. And like the thing is in Team Arena, I was telling Brian Floppy this yesterday, is that I think running with only one other person in Team Arena is probably the best setup, because one, you can appreciate your other teammate for making amazing plays, and two, if things are going bad, you can just blame the other two.
That's right.
You just get mad at the other two.
Fuck them, it's their fault, dude.
Usually, Timmy, that's exactly what it is. It's your two other fucking teammates who suck at the game and are costing you. I don't care, dude. Don't. Ooh.
So that's the other thing. You have other
don't get
things
him
to deal with
started.
too. It's like Halo 5 is an amazing game in a fresh meta. It's the youngest meta, like you're saying, in terms of like a fresh modern game. In terms of mechanics, like it definitely is the best that we have at the moment. But you have your other variables of Halo 5 as well. You have getting mankied every single map, where you have poor teammates that can anchor you to the loss. You also have heavy aim, very much a thing. Each map you load into, your sensitivity feels off. Your sensitivity never feels right in Halo 5. Extremely frustrating shit. The overall connection server quality has obviously gone down in the last 5 years. It's like easily probably the most fun Halo option we have right now for a lot of people. I think a lot of people feel that way, which is why they're playing it. But man, there's a lot of things that's like, you can totally have your patience for all these things, but when you've not gotten off, like right now, I'm in a spree of like, I don't even want to think about playing Halo 5. It's like I'm just not really interested in doing it. I just know I don't have a whole lot of patience. It only takes a few things that I feel like were completely unfair for me to just get really upset. And I hate it. It's really just toxic, and I don't like it.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're in a fucking spiral, bro.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
You're like, I want to love this game. I want to, like, yesterday I almost lost my cool yesterday. Because like literally I was getting into games, people were like lagging in front of me, and like my aim felt heavy as fuck. I was like, dude, this game feels awful today. And like something that I was telling Cole is that I'm trying to at least get an hour in, so I know that like so I can tell myself in practice. It's like the gym. You put an hour into the gym and you're like, all right, I did my time. And then you go on, right? So like I tried putting my hour in yesterday, and like the first hour I was like, I was gonna beat someone up. I was gonna fucking punch my monitor. I was gonna 1G this shit. But like at that point it was just perseverance, and like eventually like the server started getting kind of better. But as soon as I had like 2 good games, I was like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yep.
I was like, no.
You're not about to wait around for that shit to go south.
Yeah, because the thing is that like one thing that I think has made me enjoy the game a little bit more is something that Predic had told Cole and I, is that like you have to take your emotion out of the game. And like the thing is that whenever I'm doing that, then I don't want to get off. I want to get off whenever I am doing that thing. Whenever I'm taking the emotion out of the game, I'm just constantly making the right play. So like that entire time that I'm getting pissed off that like my aim's heavy, people are fucking teleporting and shit like that, like whenever all that's happening to me, like I'm obviously getting angry. I'm like, okay, well, I'm making bad plays because of this, because I'm getting antsy, because I'm getting like frustrated. So like until I recognize that I'm starting to not do that, even though like the servers are trash or things like that, it's like, okay, well now I can breathe, I can make the right plays, and I can just, after 2 good games, I'm good. I can fucking leave. Like, what was it the other day? Me and Cole got on. I think we played like a couple games of, what was it, like core play or something? We played like 2 games of core, or 3 or 4 games of core play, and then like a couple games of doubles, and pieced out just immediately. I was like, cool, an hour of Warzone, and he was like, I'm already on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want that to sound like we're like trying to hate on Halo 5 or anything, like, because ultimately we're trying to say like positive stuff about it. Like people are, there's a resurgence. There's been like recently more interest for people. Like a lot of people have been playing, which is awesome. And we may be kind of pointing out a lot of the flaws of the game, but like no, I mean definitely is one of my favorite games of all time. I easily have to say. I mean I've spent a lot of time on it. It's just
absolutely
there's a nature of like it's cyclical. It feels like where it's just like you're saying you're in a spiral. It's just like you're loving it, you're hating it. It's just like, and I feel like a lot of the commenters can definitely relate because that's just the relationship I feel like a lot of us have with it. But there's something that always brings us back to it, anyways.
Yeah, it's always. I think it only takes a day when like you're doing really well, your mindset's really good, you're making a bunch of good plays, and then you're like, I'm in love with this game again, and then like you go back into it. But like if you get a spree of just like, if you get one day where it's like the servers are bad, you're just having a lot of technical issues. If you don't come in the next day, like if you come in the next day and it happens again, there it goes. There goes your progress.
Yep.
And like I would say that's like bad on H5 because at the same time I think that's bad on us for like mentality wise. But you know, it's something that I
no,
think
you're
everyone-
absolutely
I
right.
think, I think
I
it's
think,
something
like
that
you're
everyone's
saying,
working on.
You play your best Halo when you're calm, clear-minded, and able to completely think about what you want to do, and you make better plays, and you're having way more fun because you're just doing well. Um, and I can't tell you how many times I've gone in like trying to like have that mindset, but there's this direct line of like what Halo 5 has a direct line to like just pissing me off, like just surpassing any mental barriers I can put up of like it doesn't matter, drop your ego, breathe. It's okay if you have a bad map. Who cares? This doesn't fucking matter. It's just like I don't care. I'm not even mad at people. I'm not even mad at players. I'm not even mad at developers. I'm just mad at Halo 5. Like Halo 5 is an entity. It makes me so angry.
Yeah.
I just can't.
When it's bad, it's awful.
Oh yeah.
So I think that goes back to I think it's funny because like the way you're like it just presses your button. It's like if you're with someone for a really long time or you like known someone for a really long time and you know
married
like
couple.
yeah if you want to like press someone's button, you know exactly what to say. Like fucking yesterday with Jesse and Pig. Just
Yeah.
it was the longest bait, bro.
You gotta tell that story real quick.
So whenever I first went over to Georgia, Clay, our friend Jesse, Cole, and Tyler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, they came down to come pick me up, which was really cool. It was a really good experience, like going back. And as a stop, we went to Cole's girlfriend's house. And so like she had like she had a basketball hoop. And so we started playing back, and we're like, oh, we're just gonna like fuck around and play Pig. And Jesse comes in here, he's like, I play basketball.
Church league basketball over here.
Yeah, church league basketball
Everybody.
over here. Like, he told us yesterday, because I didn't know this before, but he was like, I was confident going in there that I was about to smoke y'all on Pig. Which if you don't know what Pig is, it's like horse. So like you shoot it, yeah, but shorter. So you shoot a shot, and then the person behind you has to shoot a shot. If they don't make the shot that you shot, then you get a letter. And basically we did Pig, so that way it was shorter because it was getting late and like everyone was tired. Plus it was hot as fuck,
dude.
It was hot as fuck out there.
Texas in the summer, bro.
Yeah, these Georgia boys didn't know about that Texas heat.
Yeah, right, Justin. We knew.
Yeah.
Fucking Clay.
So we played a game, and like at that point it was just me. I don't know how I got to top 3 first off, because Clay and Tyler just, I guess, shit the bed.
Choked, bro. Couldn't handle the
like
legs.
I was on my last letter, and then Jesse was like talking shit because I wasn't making any shots. And at this point, anytime it was my turn, I was I was yeeting it in the weirdest way. And then finally, like I think Cole got him to his last letter, and then I like was just bullshitting, like throwing the ball. And then finally I made some like weird ass shot, and Jessica was like, no fucking way. And then he went to shoot it, he fucking missed, and he got so heated. And I threw it in his fucking face. So Jesse loses that game of Pig.
Never lets him live it down, bro.
I never let him live it
phone,
down,
bro.
And then he broke my phone.
Out of a fit of anger and revenge. Pure jealousy of Justin's basketball skill.
In the dead of night, he just fucking curb stomped my phone.
Man.
But anyway, later on, so yesterday, so this happened. That was
2.5 years
Atlanta.
ago.
Yeah, 2.5 years ago.
2017 or some shit.
Yeah. So yesterday, Jesse's talking about how he started, or he got into a adult basketball league. So he was talking about how he was doing that, and I was talking to Jesse, and I said, oh, like, were there tryouts for the basketball league? And he was like, no, if I would have had to try it out, I would have never done it. I was like, yeah, especially if it was Pig, you weren't gonna make it. And he was like,
heated instantly, bro. The longest bait of all time, bro.
Yeah,
this man
like,
sat on that joke for 2.5
2.5
years just to bust it out in the Discord call one morning.
Got his ass. And then he was like, I hate it here. I hate wherever you are all here. He's like, I came here to talk to my friends, and now I'm just getting shit talked about something that happened 2.5 years ago.
Oh my god.
Well, he shouldn't have lost that game at Pig, bro.
Yeah, really shouldn't fucking choked.
Don't. Yeah.
And then I got second. I fucking lost in fucking. I think Cole just made some random shot, and I was like, all right, cool,
But at that
whatever.
point, you had already won.
I beat
You'd
you.
already
I
won
won.
the battle.
I won. I beat Jesse. That's all that matters.
It didn't matter, bro.
And,
Oh wait,
and
I won the game of Pig.
Yeah, you remember you won.
Wasn't me.
That's so funny because I was just like wondering. I was like, where did I finish in this game of Pig? I don't fully remember how it ended up turning out. I was like, I feel like I did well in the Pig game, but I don't really remember it.
You know what's funny though is that
let's go, we win those.
You know what's funny is that I won and I beat Jesse, and Cole's not gonna say it. Wasn't gonna say it then, but I know Cole felt victory whenever Jesse lost.
Oh, for sure. That's all. I didn't give a shit about winning. I just wanted him to lose. Dude, if anybody comes up, and they're just like, I'm going to like, if I come in, like we have a ping pong table, and I'm like, I'm about to beat everybody's ass here, ping pong. Then it's me versus everybody at that point, and I think everybody establishes that straight away. Like. Nobody cares about beating each other. They only want to beat me because I'm in there talking shit. So
listen, I'm on a church league team, all right. I'll go easy on y'all.
No tryouts, but they picked me up.
So wrapping all the way back to the resurgence of Halo 5, it's actually great. So I'm glad that the pro players are going back to streaming. Everyone's trying to get into a regular routine. A lot of people are talking about content. Snakebite has obviously been doing it. He's been uploading videos almost daily, I would say, at least a couple times a week. And he's just ripping stuff from his stream. And like the thing is that like if you want like a commentary from him, just go watch a VOD because he's just answering questions from the stream. And anything that you really put in there, as long as it's like a good question or appropriate, he's more than willing to answer it. If you're a sub, he's willing to play with subs and everything like that. So like all these pro players have no problem with like talking to their chat or anything. So if you ever feel like kind of apprehensive to it, like it's good advice and they're always going to tell you like the best things that work for them. And those things can work for you. So I think that I think we've talked about it before, but we're talking about how like pro content is like actually sought out, and especially if it's from a pro, then it gets a whole lot more views. So I'm glad that they're starting to see that more as an avenue and like building themselves up going towards Infinite. So that's really cool. I'm really glad that everything's working out, and especially in the 2 scene, because I think 2s is really exciting. It's always like a very intense game. People are it's more about the individual.
There's a large display of individual skill, and I think that's why it's especially good for, I think, times right now where it's kind of all mostly streaming is where you see Halo 5 content right now, and because there is some on YouTube, obviously, but I think most of it's on stream. And if you're just gonna be watching one POV, you kind of want like a lot of action on one POV. If you're not seeing a lot of organized 4v4 stuff, obviously, right now in Halo 5. So you either watch somebody kind of solo queuing 4 settings, playing with a group, or I think watching 2s is just the most fun because it's fast and you really get to see. It's great.
The comms are super clear.
The comms are super clear. You see a lot of clutch plays and you see some really nice movement. So I feel like you see a lot of some of Halo 5's best attributes are highlighted in high level 2s.
I think what 2s has kind of taught me the most is just like how valuable peak shotting is that some people just really can't handle it.
Yeah,
and it's really, really good because like I've been putting it into action in a team arena, and just if I'm down 2 shots and I'm able to peak shot, get 2 on you, we're even. I'm gonna shit on you. That's it. I'm coming for that ass. Because the thing is that like in your head, if you're down or if you're up 2 shots and then someone peeks you twice and you're at the same level, that's terrifying. Because then you're not getting scoped back in. This person's gonna keep shooting at you. So. Yeah, I think there's a lot to learn in 2s. I think a lot of people should look into it. If you're a competitive player, I think that's the fastest way to get very individually talented compared to FFA, I would say, because it also gives you a team sense as well and more map awareness as far as like force spawns. Because a lot of it's the same compared to FFA.
I actually got asked today in my chat what advice would I give to somebody that's starting out on 2s and wants to learn, like learning 2s? How does that differ from somebody who's played 4s most of their Halo career or whatever? And basically, so on that note of talking about 2s, just real quick, I would say if you're trying to get into 2s, like I think one of the things that you can really start to learn for yourself is the power you have as an individual, and the reason why that's in any game type. You're obviously by yourself. You can only control what you can do, but that's really highlighted in 2s. Basically, there's only 4 people on the map, so there's a lot of space. You can see what you can really get done with the space that you have. If you get one of the enemies dead, you now know that there's only one enemy on the map. So now there's the whole map you can pretty much move for free if you have one dead. So like that really helps you start to learn how to prioritize your awareness on the spaces you can access, and just how you can access, quickly help your teammates. You'll also learn a lot about, knowing how to be effective even when you're down shields. If you know that they're not looking at you, you can be shooting at them, and you can easily tell that they're not looking at you when they're shooting at your teammate. Because if you have one dead, that is, it's easier to manage all these things that you have to do in like 4v4 or any of team-based games. You have a lot to manage, and it's easier to kind of understand that when there's only 4 people. So I think it's a very, very valuable tool. It can get as absolutely sweaty as anything, and then there's like a limitless skill gap, and it's great. I really recommend you learn twos if you're interested in getting better at all aspects of Halo.
Yeah,
a lot of it can transfer a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it, yeah.
But on the flip side of that, and one of the reasons why I think it's such a good, like, twos is such a good thing to help you improve as a player, is that there's far less room for error than there is in like 4v4. Because since there's only 4 people on the map, if you're being inefficient or you're being too slow or you're like out of position or whatever, then your teammate's stuck in a 1v2, and that's pretty much an unwinnable situation given you're playing the right level of competition.
Equal level players, right?
Right,
Yeah.
and so you see a lot more.
If you're playing it wrong, and your teammate's playing it right, someone's going to be stuck in a 1v2 at all points. If you're not taking the same aim, if you're not trying to help where you should be helping, or staying alive where you should be staying alive, it can spiral downhill really quick. I mean, me and Cole had talked about it last time we played Money Twos, is that we played these guys really close game 1, and then it was one misplay that completely spiraled it, and then it was frustration, and then we went down a whole lot. So it really comes down to one play. And the thing is that twos works in cycles, so you have to get your shit together real fast, and that comebacks are really easy, and like snowballing is yeah.
It's a lot of a battle of a mental game, and I think that's the hardest part to improve on. And that's the thing I struggle the most with. That's what I'm getting better at now. What I'm mainly focusing on is my mental game, keeping composure for one, but also just consistently making the best decisions. It's hard, but that's where you can learn. I don't know. I think it's a great tool to learn that sort of self-control. So I would definitely recommend getting into twos. And as far as tips to getting better, I know I briefly touched on it, but I would definitely recommend. I've grinded personally a lot of twos with both of these guys in this podcast here, but get a friend who is, obviously you want somebody close to your own skill level. You definitely don't want to be playing with somebody you're significantly better or worse than, because you want to be able to help each other out. But get somebody with a good attitude and try to just work with each other. Be critical, but don't be assholes. That's super big key.
And this is totally a plug. If you have questions about twos, Paretic, twitch.tv/Paretic. This man will answer any question, and he will tell you straight up if it's dumb for you to do that or if it's not dumb for you to do that. I go there just to learn. And the thing is the way he talks, it's very straightforward. It's because he's passionate. He loves the game. He loves how the game plays whenever twos are played right. So Paretic is honestly just he's a great content creator for twos. And
super nice guy.
Yeah, super nice guy. If you and the thing is, like, he's gonna tell it to you straight. So if you're kind of not used to that, then you got to get used to it, because he's gonna tell you when you're making a bad play.
There's no other way to improve. You got to be able to take criticism.
And that goes back to what he was saying before, is that you just got to take the emotion out of it. Yeah, he literally he thinks about it as like just being a killer on the map, just trying to make the right.
No, and that's the way to think about it. It's okay to make mistakes. Like, it's fine. That's like, it's
just
you
reset
mess up.
Next life.
But like, just learn from it. It's like, yeah, you fucked up that. Like, it's way better, rather than throwing your hands up and getting pissed about whatever happened, whether it was blaming on whatever the hell you want. You could also just quickly analyze it and go, and maybe you didn't make a mistake. Maybe it wasn't blank shot. Maybe you did, like, oh, I over challenged there. I should have not dropped down. I should have not jumped. I should have stayed behind this cover like I was at the beginning of the fight. Whatever it is, it's a lot easier. Obviously, everybody's still getting better at this. It's like, but that's what it is. It's a mental battle. It's a mental battle in game to make that decision, to be disciplined, to make the right decision, to stay behind cover, to do all those things. So when you recognize that you're not doing those things, you start to think about doing those things in the moment.
And it's
all
way
process
easier to notice that whenever it's just you and one other teammate. because that
Yeah.
teammate you're communicating with, you guys know how you should be playing and how you play off of each other. If you're playing as like a party of two in Team Arena, you don't know if your teammate should have had your help. You don't know like how, like you can assume that like maybe you did play it exactly right, but your teammate just didn't have the help. So like maybe that's like shying you away from doing a right play and like playing a little bit slower in certain situations, even though you should be playing faster, given that you have like all the right teammates. So it makes it a lot easier to analyze yourself. I think you have to be more meticulous if you're doing it in like solo arena and looking over your film and stuff, because again, like Team Arena is a team-based game, or like Halo is a team-based game, and
Tons of variables.
Yeah, there's tons of variables where maybe your teammate should have been like, who's making the bad play? Are you making the bad play by overselling, or is your teammate making the bad play by not being with you there? Like,
or did you make the right play but you just missed your shots?
Exactly.
There's so many variables. You can make the perfect play and just choke your shots, or the other person can just clutch up. You miss one bullet, they hit the 5. There you go. Like
or that person
flipped.
Or you get timinged. A person is just smart enough, or just thought to look say that you're trying to make a flank bottom mid on like regret or something, or you're trying to go up their
yeah, and they just check their flank for some reason.
Someone just checks their flank.
It happens.
Yeah,
they got the melee just before you got it, so you can't quite melee trade. It kind of goes like 1, 1, 1, and then you die. You know, that happens. Sometimes you get that edge on a melee, sometimes they get that edge on a melee.
But
Tons of variables.
It's way easier to pin it down, or to pin things down in twos than it is.
And when you have a teammate you can communicate with, like Justin and I, when we play, if we see a mistake, we tell each other. It keeps you in check for knowing when you messed up, keeps them in check for knowing when they messed up. There's really no point in arguing. Objectively, something was wrong if the play didn't work out. So you just got to figure out who messed it up, and it's okay who messed it up. It's okay. You don't have to. If you and your teammate start playing with each other,
me and Cole almost stopped teaming, bro.
You and your teammate need to look at each other and just think like, we're not the best 2 players in the world right now. There's no reason we should expect to win every game. So we're gonna mess up, and that's all right. So it's okay to mess up. You just got to try to learn from it.
Yeah. Keep doing better, and it goes back to like. I mean, Ryan had said it before. I'm pretty sure we mentioned it on the podcast, but like you can make the wrong play, or you can make the right play every time, and sometimes timing's bad.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can make the right play, the perfect play, and still die.
And someone just happens to make a better one, or just gets
or the other team just made a counter play, like because like certain situations, there's usually like one objective good way to play it. Like if Overshield's coming up, like I probably need to contest Overshield. If they make a really good play on me making a play for that, you know what I mean? It's like I might have been doing the right thing and they just had the drop. Stuff happens. There's a lot of variables, like we're saying. That's what makes it fun, though. It would be boring if it were like, it's like chess, except the piece that's supposed to take the piece doesn't necessarily get it every single time.
Yeah.
Like the queen can sometimes just get wiped by a pawn because the queen missed shots. It happens.
Pawn clutched up, bro.
Yeah, the pawn clutched up,
Hit your fives, bro. Hit your fives.
The pawn had a good map, got some fortunate timing. You got a lucky stick, whatever it is.
Oh, that happens a lot.
You
get Hydra from across the map around a corner.
Something that Cole brought up the other day that I just started doing more is that he was like, well, I'm surprised that like sticky nades haven't been like banned by pros, with how like it's kind of a cop out in some situations. And it really is, because like I've been paying attention to my stickies more, and if I know that like I'm gonna win a melee trade.
Yeah, you're down shields going into a fight and you have a plasma, so like you play for that stick. And if you're focused on only going for stick, it's not that hard to get it. Like you can just walk up and tag their ass.
Nades in general, I don't think people realize just how important nades in general are to your game. Like if you'll see
pros go for it every time. They don't pass up their utility.
Right, and you'll hear a lot of pros say like don't throw pointless nades, don't waste your nades.
Don't just be walking around throwing nades across the
nades. Yeah, because if you learn how to use your grenades effectively, in that you can bank them correctly, and you use them to like for overshield or for power weapons or whatever, like they're so useful. And so that's another big aspect of gameplay that I feel gets overlooked a lot.
There is a super overlooked. I think I think a quick example that with like the nade thing is like a classic nade trap. You can see somebody on your radar, right? Or just however they're there. They're about to round the corner. You got to call out. You see them on the radar. You heard shots. Whatever it is. They're about to be running the corner. You can think to yourself, I probably have a better shot than this guy. I'm gonna take this fight. Or you can just put the nade right there. But you can only do that if you have your nades. If you put the nade right at the corner when he rounds it, Boom. It's an easy free kill. There's no reason to take the fight against at any level. You don't need to put yourself in the situation. You have the grenade. Put yourself up shots, but you have to have those utilities. It's all about you learning to use them at the right time.
I would also think
crucial for being able to make multiple kill plays.
Also, just get creative, like lab it, like get creative with like how you're banking your nades. Like, there's been a couple clips now that like I've shown Cole where like I'm getting a kill because like the way that I'm throwing a nade like off the side of a wall to make sure it hits him whenever he thrusts out to come challenge me. So then he's 2-shot and I'm full shields. And so
400 IQ nades.
Yeah. And like you'll hear I mean, I've heard Alex Predic talk about it a lot. Like, that's a bad nade. Like, that's a 2 out of 10 nade. You should throw it at the ground, make sure it hits the ILR. So if he's standing on it, he's gonna get weak, and if he's just below it, he's also gonna get hit by it. So like I said, there's just so many things to think about, and it makes you be like it really does make you a whole lot better. Twos does. So I'm really glad that people are showcasing it a lot more. It was kind of like it really seemed just kind of like a pro thing whenever Halo 5 was like in circuit, but now it seems like it's just another part. It seems like a lot more people are trying to get into it more and more. I know I get hit up for money twos a lot just because people want to practice it and people want to play. And it's fun. It's
There's
fun
practice out there. There's practice out there to play. You can get into the scene if you're trying to, trying to learn how to play twos and stuff. Go to streams. People will play with you. Learn. Get a partner.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got talking on twos so much, but twos is fun, and I definitely recommend.
We like twos. We like talking about twos. Yeah, just to.
It was funny because I mean, sorry. Before that, I mean, I used to fucking hate twos. Like, Cole and Clay liked it a lot, and then Cole was like, I don't get why we're not good at twos, because in 4v4 we're really good like together. And I was like, I don't know, I just fucking hate it. But it was because I sucked at it and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then I finally took the time to like get better at it. And I still have a lot to learn. Obviously, I think we all do. It's just, I enjoy it a lot more. I enjoy like how sweaty it can be, and sometimes I don't, but But to wrap it up.
Yeah, so just to switch gears just a little bit here. I know this should be going out this Friday, so it's been a few days at this point, but we wanted to officially give a warm welcome and congratulations to Prof and the SWAT Nation guys on being added to the grassroots team as tournament organizers. It's a huge thing, and those guys are doing fantastic work over there.
Hell yeah, congrats.
So very glad.
Yeah, they
to
have
see
a hell of a
them
turnout
added
for all their
team.
tournaments.
Yeah, and there's
super dope stuff.
I think they've run one this week, and they've got a bunch more online tournaments, SWAT and snipers and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, if you guys are interested,
it's not necessarily like it's a mix up of things. It's sometimes SWAT, sometimes it's snipers, sometimes they do like just a bunch of different weird tournaments with different maps, just to kind of showcase like Forge maps in Halo 5 and like different kinds of settings. So it's super interesting.
Yeah, if you like Halo 5 and you play a lot of Halo 5, but you don't necessarily play the competitive settings, if they intimidate you, if you're just not interested in them, if you don't like them, but you want to play in tournaments anyways, online tournaments exist for like SWAT and snipers and other variants. And then maybe that helps you, get interested in playing some more of the competitive stuff. I don't say that to be disrespectful. For a long time, I was scared of playing the competitive stuff, and it's intimidating when you first start because you don't want to just go get shit on. You like feeling like you're playing well, so you want to play stuff you're familiar with. If you want to start playing tournaments, you're interested to get started, it's a great place to go play. It's very sweaty. They're very sweaty tournaments still. Like, people, there are good players that play in them, but it's still like, if you want to get your start,
Bound playing the last one or something.
if you want to get your start and start playing, it's a great place to do it.
Yeah, like we said, there's all kinds of they do all kinds of different themes and kinds of tournaments as well. There's 2v2s, there's 3v3s, 4v4s, snipers,
SWAT-O-ween or something like that, where
they have
SWAT Halloween maps.
Yeah, they have Halloween maps. I think they did one for Christmas. They did one for Valentine's Day. All kinds of stuff like that. And they also do stuff like they'll do 4v4 tournaments, but they'll say like you and a duo sign up, and they'll pair you with another random duo. And so it's a good way to meet other people, and that way, if you're like looking for more friends,
that was a really fun idea.
Stuff like that. I actually just signed up for one.
I feel like it's mostly for fun, and they're not trying to make it like super sweaty. They would just want everyone to kind of enjoy the game, so they're trying to make it as least stacked as possible. So it's very very, very. I would say like noob friendly is like the word that I'm going to use. There's probably a better word for it, but
right.
you
But
know,
it's-
Well, that's why I
to show
think
that
of
it's
it
for everyone.
as a good place for like if you are kind of interested in maybe competing or something like that. You want to kind of get started. It's like a great place to kind of wean your way into it. It's online, and it's like it's a lot of focus on just kind of like having fun, and just playing for the sake of playing your favorite game for money. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool to like play in
think-
tournaments.
I think it's super good for the community, and I'm really
Yeah.
Absolutely.
guys have pulled up. I don't talk to him much personally, but last night I followed him. I
Yeah.
got like an insta follow back. So
Yeah, I don't have a
I mean,
relationship with those guys at all, but I like what they do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And speaking of the community, I think it's time that we start answering some questions from ours, which I believe Clay has questions for us from the community.
Yeah.
We had put up a Q&A thread that obviously has been sitting there for a while. So we definitely have the questions. And Clay, you want to fire them off?
Yeah, so this is something that we want to start doing more. Is we want to start getting questions from you guys, whether it be in the YouTube comments or on the Wavelengths Twitter or wherever else, and we start doing this maybe once an episode depending on the involvement for this. But firstly, we got a question from the man Pandas, the best mod. Says last map 49-49. Shut your ass up. Last map 49-49 for the championship. Which pro do you have the best shot at killing, and which pro do you know is about to torch you? 49-49 for the chip.
Now, is this pros as in like what game are we playing? Is this just
Let's just say Halo
I'm
5.
gonna say
for the
Halo
sake of
5.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, who's torching me in Halo 5? Game 5, 49-49. And who am I torching? What pro am I torching? Damn, that means we're putting someone on blast.
Yeah, this is tough, bro. You gotta pick somebody.
Someone's
do you
going
think?
on blast, bro.
I mean, there's a lot of fools who are gonna turn around and torch my ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. I don't know. There's a tons of really good
Saiyan,
players.
Trippy.
Actually, I have my answer. I know.
All right, go.
Yeah, you
I'm
go
torching. I'm torching Dan, 100%.
Ooh.
Denoxide. That's not
Ooh.
because Dan's not disgusting. I just think I have more clips on him than any other pro. I seem to always shoot. I've also played against Denoxide a ton. We had like some DMs laughing about it because we clipped each other a shit ton one day back in like last summer in 2019. He was on like a daily stream grind and we kept matching each other. So I have a lot of clips on him, but I think that's because I've played him a lot. So that makes sense. So I think if I'm confident against, I guess anybody, it'd be Denoxide there.
Who's torching?
So
your
who's
ass?
torching?
Who's torching?
Yeah.
Who's
Saiyan.
absolutely frying you? Saying?
Saiyan, 100%.
That fool. He brings the
Tommy-
ice, bro.
Tommy brings the ice, bro.
He brings the ice.
I feel like I've gotten just turned around and shit on by Tommy more than any other player. Dude.
It's so bad, bro.
It hurts every time. But I know
Yeah,
Tommy's like the nicest dude, and I just have so much respect for his talent. It's okay. It's all right.
It's okay.
An amazing player. He's just Tommy's saying is torturing my ass, bro. I'm getting fried. Reversal 5 for the chip, bro.
You got it, Justin.
It's chalked, bro. Dude, no, literally, like, I'm getting Tommy. I'm getting Tommy. Fuck, bro.
Yo, I got him. Oh, fuck.
Oh, bro, drop my ass. It's chalked. Fuck.
What Halo 5 Pro am I frying? I don't know why, but my head immediately went to TJ. I feel like it'd be fitting that I fry
lethal.
TJ.
That's
I think
hilarious,
it-
bro.
I think it'd be great if I fried TJ. and
That'd
just
be
turn around.
legendary.
That would be legendary, bro. Anybody
Like,
on
wow.
anybody on that Talks roster, especially, but TJ for the beams, especially. Get his ass 49-49.
49-49 for the chip. He just turned. He's like, I don't know. I just got fried.
You know he tweets something hilarious after
Yeah,
that shit, too.
I could hear the listening. He just, I'm finding Samaritxn. I got fried. And then the whole thing.
He just. Who even is this kid?
Yeah, bro.
Fuck is it?
I'm getting roasted in the tweet afterwards. So I'm frying TJ. I'm coming for that ass.
I respect it.
And then who's frying me? Tommy's a really good answer. Is the thing. I don't want to take your answer though, because the other day I was playing against Tommy, or yesterday I was playing against Tommy, and just every couple times I'm like, Jesus Christ, he was like too shy. He was too shy at fucking Red Gandhi. I go to shoot him. I shoot him once. Shot melees me with a sniper, and I was fucking livid. I was like, "You fucking talented asshole."
I watched him. No bullshit. Hit a like a spawn snipe like 49-48 on you.
On me, yeah.
Yes. It was literally, you
we
like
were
jumped
winning-
up and
winning-
sniped your shit off
We
spawn.
were
and I was
winning
like,
that game, and then Tommy was like, "Oh, I'm turning up," and then I was like, "Jump up, got sniped."
Tommy's dude, he brings that ice, man. That's what
Brings
we've
the
been
ice.
saying.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to steal Cole's answer, so not Tommy. I mean, I would say Brad, probably Brad. I think Brad would turn around and cook my shit.
Yeah, I
Frosty?
think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Frosty, you're talking.
Yeah,
not APG?
Yeah,
not APG.
I mean, I think anybody would fear Frosty in that situation.
You want to
100%.
know who I know? Tyler saying that he's frying in APG. He fucking thinks APG so bad.
Yo, put RPG up there, that shitter.
It's just anytime we be watching APG, Tyler's like, I'm just not convinced he's that good.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
That's exactly how
Every
Tyler
time.
talks about pros too. I love that shit. I'm
Yeah,
just, I'm not
his shot.
convinced.
I look at his shot and I'm just not convinced that he's that good.
All right.
Well, we would have to see who would win in that situation, but
Oh.
I'll tell you what my money's on.
you know who I'm frying 49.49 for the chip?
Who are you frying, Clay?
L-Town.
L-Town?
L-Town.
L-Town.
I'm frying
I was thinking
L-Town.
Kratos as well.
Yeah, Kratos is my second pick just because I think that'd be funnier. But I'm
He's
frying
just ain't
L-Town
taking this
49.49.
family, bro.
No disrespect. You know, I know he's on the 3-4-3 pro team now. You know, I'm not trying to.
No, L-Town's
Yeah,
nasty, bro.
No, you
He
grassroots, bro. You better watch yourself.
He is, but nah, I'm frying his shit 49.49.
L-Town's about to make a fucking call. I think shitter.
Yeah, no, get this man out of here. Nah, and I'll tell you who exactly is frying me 49.49. Ola.
Okay.
I'm scared of
Okay.
Ola, bro.
That's fair. I think that's
fair.
understandable.
Scared.
Here's the
I watched
yeah,
I watched that man ice up 48-49. He got the clutch 4-shot on Lunchbox by the cannon at South by Southwest.
Oh,
I mean, like
yeah.
that was for the championship. Like
That
Ola
was-
iced the fuck up.
that-
Basically the same scenario. He got the tying kill at 49-49 because he got the perfect 4-shot. It's clean.
I think that was the event of the year last year, by the way. South
I
by-
agree. The
that-
South by or Atlantic City, in my
Worst.
opinion, the
Worst
Atlantic
thing.
City finals were pretty nuts.
ever.
Pretty hype. Gilkey
I'm
popped
gonna
off.
before motherfuckers come up in the comments, you're not beating Lethal. How many times have you seen Lethal just turn around and shit on someone? Think
A
about
lot.
But
Think
also,
about it.
look, we
In
had
Halo 5?
to pick
it. In
somebody.
Halo
man.
5?
Formal? Are you kidding me? You don't remember that clip?
No, that's formal. No. I'm talking about how many times have you seen Lethal turn around and shit on someone?
Oh no, that clip is formal. Turning and
Yeah,
shooting at
that's-
Lethal.
that's
Yeah.
for- that's
Yeah,
formal
I had
shit.
that backwards.
Well, shit, I don't know if I've
nah.
ever seen that.
No, I've seen some clips of TJ shitting on people, but here's the point. That's a hypothetical question, and none of us currently have any reason to believe we would be 49-49 grand finals against any of these players. So
I'm taking
you
it.
know, fuck off in the comments. It's for
I'm
fun.
taking it. I'm bringing the
It's
ice.
for fun.
it's all.
Noxide's better than
it's
me.
all
There's
respect,
no
bro.
question about it.
Yeah, before
But
people start like tweeting like timestamps to these
Yeah.
fucking players.
Like, nah, bro. We
Actually,
know
they
our
think
lane,
that you're
bro.
dog shit, bro.
You know what? Timestamp me. Send it to TJ. I don't give a
We know
fuck.
our lane, bro.
I remember what he said to Dallas. I remember. Y'all remember that? Whenever
Nope.
Dallas brought up TJ to me, and he was like, "Yeah, that kid's a piece of shit," and I was like, "Cool."
Moving
Bitch.
swiftly forward.
Next question.
Moving on to the
Good
next
question. That was
Yeah,
great.
that was good.
Fun question.
We appreciate pandas. Moving on next, we have
Best mod 2020.
Takika is wondering if we had any advice/tips on how to gain confidence as a competitive player. Just
Make better
sort of touched
plays.
on it.
Recognize your good plays, and just be like, "Look, I'm nasty." It's the thing is that as soon as you start recognizing good plays and start making them, it's all about consistency at that point. And then as soon as you have the consistency, you gain the confidence because you know that you're consistently making the right play.
I will tell you this. Here's what I think. Don't think of it when you watch players that are better than you. Don't watch what they're doing and look at their mechanics and think, man, they can hit those shots. I need to be able to hit those shots. Man, they could do that movement. I need to be able to do that movement. That's crazy. I can't hit that jump. I need to be like, that's not the thing to focus on. What they're doing, everything that you're seeing is their in-game decision making. They are making decisions and moving around the map accordingly based on the information they have. Pay attention to that. You can learn. All you're doing as your Spartan is making decisions in game. Yes, the shooting aspect is part of it, and yes, you need to be proficient in combat, but pay more attention to what you're doing. Pay more attention to why you're doing what you're doing. That's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to beat better players. You need to be smart.
And
Also,
one of the things that
so be confident in your decision making. Think about what you're doing and do it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
definitely. What we used to say whenever we were competing in Halo 5, we would play in the 2Ks every week, and we would match against, we normally match against a pro team just about every week. And so what we would always say going in is that everybody dies in the same amount of shots. Everybody's got the same amount of health. Everybody's playing the exact same game. So it's all about who's making the better plays, who's being more efficient. Of course, the shooting is part of it, but
when you're thinking, like, we saw that we were able to play games kind of close, even though you could like chalk it up being like, we're not a pro team, so those players weren't taking it super seriously. It doesn't matter. The thing is that if we take that game, then they start taking us seriously. Then we have the confidence that, okay, we're able to take these players to like take a map off.
You are. Nothing is guaranteed going into the map. When the game starts, the first instant of the game, all 8 Spartans are in their spawn. Nothing has happened yet. Nothing is guaranteed for either team. What happens next is going to be the decisions made by all the players on the map. And you might not have the confidence, but like a big thing is like Predic was telling me about this, but like, there isn't like, you might think like, oh, I don't know all the right plays like they do. Like, well, there isn't like always the right plays. It's just they're just prioritizing things on the map and they're making plays. They're making plays. It may not be like it's always like the best play. It's just that they're doing things. So you don't have to like necessarily know all the things to do in every single moment to beat a pro team. It's like you just need to be playing and like making decisions. And then
and like
the plays. Play the game.
And what I was telling Cole, because me and him, like, if we have a good game, we like look through each other's film to like kind of critique or like talk about things that we were doing in the moment and like why we played this so well. Is that the other day, like, I was playing fucking lights out on this like Truth Slayer game that we ended up losing. I think it was like 48-50 or something like that. But I didn't fucking choke. I like the entire time I was telling Cole, I was like, I was coming off spawn thinking, what's my play? Like, what is my play? Like, what do I go do here? Like, as long as I as an individual clutch up my shot. And the thing is that you may be thinking it's like, oh, well, then it's not going to transfer to fours. But if you're making the play to help your teammate, it's going to work. The thing that most people who solo queue have the biggest issue with is communication. It's not that they don't know how to make the play. It's that they don't know how to communicate.
And they also might not know what to prioritize. But that again comes with your awareness. If you're more aware of everything, if you're aware of everything that's happening, it's pretty easy to make the decision on what to prioritize. Like, that's not crazy difficult to do.
Yeah.
But you just have to be paying attention. And all the information, that's what you guys got to realize. Like, the pros see what you see. Like, we see the same thing, like they see the same thing. All players see the same thing, right? It's all what's on screen. Like, they just are paying attention. They're paying attention to how many are alive on each team, how many are dead on each team, what's the time, when's the next power up coming up, where's the power weapons, who has them, is it an objective, like where are they spawning, where are we spawning? It's all these things you got to be paying attention to, and then doing things based off of the information that you have. Taking in the information you can get, and then just making a judgment call.
And being intentional about everything that you do. There's no...
Play with purpose.
Pros, yeah. There's no pros that are just running around, just running around and shooting.
Yeah, if you're wanting to get better, and you're just running around waiting for fights to come to you, like, you're
playing the game wrong.
You're playing the game wrong. And if you don't know how to figure out when people are going to be showing up, start paying attention to that. You'll learn. Like, there's a lot to say,
knowing
but
where your teammates are, and knowing where people are spawning, it's better to get the jump on them than them to get the jump on you. So, yeah, we all good with our answers. Yeah. Also, I just want to say,
hopefully that helps your confidence. That the initial question was how to get confidence, but learn that here's the confidence keys. Like, you're just as capable as any other player. You just have to be more deliberate. And I can almost guarantee if you're thinking I'm not confident, it's because like you're not paying that much attention to what's going on in the game. You might be hyper focusing on one aspect. If you're only super focused on not missing a single bullet and you want to be really steady about your shot, well, you're probably not thinking about where you're standing. You're probably not thinking about the spawns. You're probably not thinking about where your teammates are. Yes, there's a ton of things to keep in your head at once, and that's the thing you have to learn. That's the part about getting better. So, like, yeah, it's not going to happen overnight, but give yourself time and practice. And
there's a whole lot to think about, and it seems overwhelming, but as soon as you start thinking about it, it gets easier and easier as you go.
Yep. Absolutely.
Also, just want to point something out, just in case like someone says in the YouTube comments like, "What's going on with my camera?" My girlfriend's playing Animal Crossing above me, so if I look up, it's because I'm fucking with the lights. That's why the light keeps changing in my room. Pretty lights.
But yeah, shout out to Kika. Appreciate the question.
I'm a bomb, Justin. I can feel it.
So for our last question today,
Next.
from Striker, he's asking us about stats that we like and don't like in Halo games, and stats that we'd like to see tracked in future Halo games.
Damage dealt is great. Accuracy needs to go. It just gives a lot of players who don't know what the fuck they're talking about or thinking that oh, this player is playing like dog shit. It's like people pre-fire shit.
I think
people
the
shoot
accuracy
bodies.
stat by nature is very cool, but what it does is when you see the all right, so like okay, it's cool to think, hey, I want to see what's the highest accuracy I can get. Like on occasion, if you just went into a game and thought, I want to be able to see my accuracy for this map, yeah, you want that stat. But if that wasn't your line of thinking and you just got done playing a game and you pull up the scoreboard and you see your accuracy was in the 40s, it kind of makes you feel like shit for one, but it's also like, oh, well, now next map, I want to be a higher accuracy. It makes you aware of something that means nothing. It means nothing. Accuracy is so unimportant in Halo. It's only about winning. Like, that's what you should be focused on. In a casual sense, like I'm saying, for just curiosity's sake, yeah, it's kind of fun to have an accuracy stat. But what I think it does on accident indirectly just plants this terrible mentality in people's minds that the accuracy stat means anything at all. It doesn't.
I think one that would be interesting. I'm kind of right now. I'm thinking the more I think about it, I'm kind of 50s on it. But the lifespan, like average life, I think that'd be super interesting because if you're dying,
Yeah,
every
bring
3
that back.
seconds, if you're dying every 3 seconds, it's like
yeah,
you're doing
average.
something wrong.
Yeah, average life is a pretty cool stat. Because I think you do want to try to stay alive. Like that's something you do want to encourage. Just so I can be clear though on what I was talking about with the accuracy, I just mean that like it's damaging. Like if you're focused on like having a high accuracy stat, just ignore that shit. Okay, just try to get your kills. Don't fucking worry about missing shots or not. That is so unimportant. If you see players that are better than you think like, oh, they're just hitting all their perfects all the time, and that's what I need to do. It's like, don't worry about that. Just get the kill. Just get the kill. Your shot's going to develop over time. You're going to be more efficient, but like it's really toxic to beat yourself up or super hyper focus on your
Right.
accuracy.
Because you don't want
That
to
shit
let it.
doesn't matter.
You don't want to let it change your play style because
You don't want to make
that's-
and I think quickly what it does is people think slow down my shots so I have better. Make sure that I'm going to hit it before I shoot. Be slower, have better accuracy, be doing better, and it's like oftentimes you void opportunities for you to get kills because you might shoot 3 shots slowly, whereas you could have just shot 6 really fast, and yeah, you might have missed one, but hey, you got them anyways. So just get the kill. Just get the kill.
Just do the thing. Do
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Don't worry if it's sloppy. Don't worry if it doesn't look super nice. That
Like-
doesn't matter.
Anything that you'd like to see?
No, I think I agree with both of those, especially talking to somebody who plays super hyper aggressive and likes to shoot bodies and pre-fire things a lot. A lot of times my accuracy ends up in the 30s. So I think I would definitely agree
Kids dog shit.
with both of those. I mean, or maybe I am dog
30.
shit. So.
I
30
saw
accuracy.
the suggestion on Twitter the other day, I believe by Striker. Shout out to our boy Ryan. He tweeted something along the lines of shots fired stat would be really interesting, I think, maybe in tandem or to accompany the damage dealt stat, like shots fired in game. Just because like you can kind of see, are you doing enough in terms of like if people are putting up low damage and they have low shots fired, it's like shoot your gun more. You need to be trying to put down more damage. And then
Yeah.
also you can see
Yeah.
if
Okay.
you have a bunch of shots fired,
And low damage.
then it's
and
like
really low damage. It's like, okay, well then your shot's the problem.
The fuck is you doing
Right.
on the map?
the fuck is he doing on the map? I don't know. I thought that was like that's kind of an interesting indicator. I think shots
Yeah.
fired would be interesting.
I think
Also
I think
just
that'd be
showing,
better.
I think
that'd be
you
better
should-
than accuracy.
I also think like that should be even if it would kind of be a damage dealt statistic in of itself. Just like you would probably see the average amongst your teammates of like, hey, we all shot 1,700 shots that map. why are you only shooting 1100? You know, it's like you could just see that like compared to your teammates, like, yo, we're clearly being more active on the map. You need to be doing more.
Also, you can see who's the fucking the dirt devil, bro. Who's
Who's just
bro,
walking
who's
around
getting
waiting to
cleanup
just bait? Who's just baiting shit? That's what the damage dealt stat does. Earlier today in doubles, I was solo queuing a game. I think I put up 8 kills, and my teammate put up 16, but I had double the damage he had. It was like, there you go. It was like, who did the work that map?
Dude, what
Me.
are you talking about? I was shitting.
Dude literally had
Bro,
zero assists, and I had 9. It was like, yeah, I did a shit ton for you that map, but
I don't know, bro. Get your fucking kills.
Get your kills, bro. Like literally get carried.
Because I don't fuck with teammates.
Yeah, I don't fuck with. Give me that kill. I don't fuck with you.
What we looking at? What we looking at on time, Clay?
I think we're actually we're about to the point that we want to start to wrap up. So shouts out to Pandas and Takika and Striker for the questions. We appreciate you guys. But yeah, if you want to ask us questions for the next episode's Q&A, you can leave a comment on the YouTube. You can tweet us at WavelengthsCX on Twitter. Ask us any questions about competition, about esports, about Halo, about gaming in general, whatever. We'll talk about it. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and start trying to wrap it up. You guys have any final words? Anything else you guys want to mention?
I want to say before more people get onto it, Clay. I know I saw that your video. I haven't watched it yet, but it said podcast in the thing as well. So I don't know if you hit this with your viewers, but Clay had before said that we were gonna do this every Friday. And the thing is that the reality is that life happens. So we're going to try to get it up as many Friday. If it does go live, it's going to go live on a Friday. We're going to try to get it on as many Fridays as we can. So life happens though, and things don't end up following through. Maybe someone's having a bad week or something like that, or someone's out of town. Cole was out of town last week. And life gets crazy. So
we're 3 different people in 3 different locations with 3 different schedules. So getting us all
2 different
even
time
if
zones.
Yeah, 2 different times. Even if it's just for an hour, it can be kind of difficult sometimes to get
everybody. Yeah, because sometimes you just miss each other. Especially
with what's going on the planet at the moment.
Yeah,
scheduling is crazy for everybody for everything. So
yeah. I'm having to do different things at my job that I'm not used to. That's now making it harder to record the podcast, which now we're going to have to do it at night. And then Cole has a little bit of difficulty because his days were open, but because people were going to be out of the house, so he was going to feel more comfortable to talk, didn't have to worry about distractions.
I now have people working from home here, so exactly. It's a little bit different environment here as well. So
things. It's a waste disposal business, which is essential and has to do a lot of that work from home, and so I've been helping with that. So the moral of the story is we're gonna try to do it as often as we can, and best case scenario, we're gonna try to get 1 episode out a week. But reality is we're probably gonna miss a week here and there. So
don't think that we're ever trying to give up on the podcast or anything like that.
Definitely.
It's definitely not that. It's always life happening, and we're always going to get it to you guys. This is something that we like doing. This is something that we're passionate about, and we're trying to get into more and more as we come towards Infinite. So
we certainly
it's not like we didn't want to do it. It's definitely
but we also don't want to force it, because I think we all do like this podcast and we all like doing this and we all want it to be quality. We don't just want to force doing something for the sake of a schedule, even if it's really inconvenient, and then we're not enjoying it as much, and the quality of content isn't.
And you just come out with bad content,
and then we're burnt on it. We don't want that, So we want to make sure that it works and it's a good time for us all to do it. So
the thing is, if it doesn't work, then people start becoming vindictive about it, or I don't know if that's.
It becomes a big chore, and then nobody wants to do it, and.
Right.
And the whole point is that we wanted to do this because we wanted to make content for fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And we wanted to, have good conversations.
Yes.
Stuff.
Yeah. So, with all that said, we hope you guys bear with us. Alongside that, we're definitely still learning how to do this. So, in terms of production and, our social medias and, all that stuff, we're definitely still learning.
Always learning.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that's going to do it for us this week. Listen, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay aware, do your due diligence, all that stuff. But yeah, we love you guys. We appreciate you, and we will see you all next time. Much love, guys.
Later.
That was creepy.